When an avoidant walks out of your life, it's not just the end of a relationship. It feels as if a corner of your soul has gone silent. Those moments, those smiles, those little conversations all turn into memories that pierce your heart again and again. Inside you, an emptiness begins to grow, a silence only you can hear, and one that is not easy to fill. In such times, the pain of heartbreak doesn't remain limited to the present. It awakens old memories, past goodbyes and deep wounds you thought had healed. You find yourself asking the same question over and over. Why? Where did I fall short? But the truth is, finding the answer is not as important as learning to heal yourself, because even if they come back, the wound will remain if you haven't learned to mend it on your own. This journey is not easy. Some days you'll feel strong, as if everything is finally okay, and other days you'll find yourself breaking all over again. But remember, if each day you treat your heart with gentleness and give yourself time, the wounds will begin to close, your breathing will become lighter, and light will slowly find its way back into your life. Today I'm going to share with you 5 spiritual steps that will not only help you heal from this heartbreak, but also make you stronger, calmer, and more connected to life again. Stop chasing, start choosing yourself. When an avoidant walks out of your life, it feels as if the ground beneath you has been pulled away. You didn't want this separation, and you certainly weren't prepared for it. One day they were simply gone, taking with them their silence, their decisions, and their distance. In the days that follow, your heart's first instinct is to run after them, to explain, to convince, and to search for any possible way to make them come back. But the truth is, the more you chase, the more you keep your wound open. You pour your emotional energy into someone who has already left, someone who has chosen a different path. And in doing so, you forget the one person who needs your love and attention the most, you. Choosing yourself becomes even more essential when your heart is broken. It doesn't mean you never loved them, it means you are now protecting your heart, placing your own healing above your longing. It's accepting that your path to wholeness is not dependent on their return but on the steps you take for yourself. This shift doesn't happen overnight. In the beginning, your heart will still pull you toward their memory. Every smile, every conversation, every shared moment will replay in your mind. But each time you feel the urge to check their social media, to send just one more message, pause and tell yourself, now I choose me. Let those words be your anchor, pulling you back to yourself whenever your mind drifts toward them. Choosing yourself means slowly filling the empty spaces in your life, reconnecting with friends who make you feel seen, remembering dreams you once had before the relationship, and rediscovering the small joys that were always yours. It means realizing that your worth cannot and should not depend on someone else's decision to stay or leave. Over time, something begins to shift. Your breath feels lighter. The heavy stone on your chest starts to lift. You no longer spend your energy wondering where they are or who they're with. Instead, you're using that energy to bring light back into your own world. You're planting seeds of peace, self-trust, and resilience. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll notice you've stopped waiting for their return. You'll see that you haven't just survived this pain, you've grown stronger because of it. The hurt is no longer defining you, your healing is. So stop chasing. Lay the balm on your wounds and walk back, not toward them, but toward yourself. Because the moment you choose yourself is the moment your true healing begins. Let the pain speak. Some wounds can't be seen with the eyes, yet they cut so deep inside that even breathing feels heavy. When an avoidant suddenly leaves your life, it doesn't just take away their presence, it leaves behind an emptiness that echoes. People often say, just keep yourself busy, you'll be fine. But the truth is, busyness doesn't erase the pain, it only hides it for a while. And then, one random moment, a song, a familiar place, the faint scent of something they once wore, can bring all the emotions rushing back like a wave you can't stop. That's why it's essential not to silence your pain but to have the courage to hear it. Just as you would listen to a crying child without judgment, listen to that wounded part inside you. Tears are not a sign of weakness, they are proof of your depth, your honesty, and the love you gave. Every tear is a small shining reminder that you dared to love with your whole heart, and that is your strength, not your flaw. There are many ways to give your emotions a safe place to flow. You might keep a journal, pouring onto paper the thoughts and feelings that feel too heavy to carry in silence. Sometimes words can express what the tongue struggles to speak. You might pray, even if your words tremble, placing the weight of your heart in the hands of the one who always listens. Or you might share your story with a trusted friend, someone who doesn't judge or try to fix you, but simply hears you. Remember this: ignoring or hiding your feelings doesn't make them disappear. In fact, it hardens them, locking them deeper inside where they quietly exhaust your soul. But when you give them permission to come out, through tears, words, or prayer, their intensity slowly softens. Some people fear that if they fully feel their pain, they'll drown in it. But the truth is, it's not the pain that destroys you, it's the running away from it. When you allow yourself to listen to your sorrow, to acknowledge it instead of pushing it aside, it begins to loosen its grip on you. This process brings you closer to your own humanity. It reminds you that a heart which can break is also a heart capable of great beauty, compassion, and love. Pain is not the enemy of life, it is one of its greatest teachers, showing you what strength, patience, and resilience truly mean. In time, when your pain has finished telling its story, it will step aside. In its place, you'll find a gentler peace. Breathing will feel easier, the heaviness will lift, and you'll notice light creeping back into your days. So, don't silence your pain, feel it, live it, and when it's done speaking, you'll find yourself free, lighter, softer, and ready for what comes next. Seal your heart's door. Healing begins when you recognize that your heart is a sanctuary, and not everyone deserves access to it. After an avoidant has left your life, it's tempting to leave a crack open, to glance at their social media, respond to messages, or reach out when loneliness strikes. But every small opening allows old pain to creep back in, slowing the very healing you are trying to nurture. Closing your heart's door isn't about bitterness or erasing memories, it's about prioritizing your peace. You wouldn't leave your home unlocked at night, inviting intruders. Why would you leave your heart unprotected after someone has taken advantage of your trust and vulnerability? Guarding your emotions is an act of self-respect and self-preservation, especially when someone has already shown they cannot honor your heart fully. The first step is establishing firm boundaries. No late-night scrolling, no accidental likes, no lingering over old memories. Each time you give in to the urge to check on them, you reopen the wound that is trying to close. Curiosity might feel harmless, but in reality, it's a trap. Seeing them move on, or witnessing them act as though nothing happened, can trigger pain you're working to release. And if you see them struggling, it can awaken the urge to rescue them, even though their healing is not your responsibility. Instead, redirect your focus inward. Whenever you feel the pull to reach out, channel that energy into nurturing yourself. Take a long walk, dive into a new project, call a trusted friend, or read a book that inspires you. By doing so, you're not only keeping them out, you're inviting your own life and joy back in. Some fear that closing the door will make them cold or distant. True closure, however, is not about hardening your heart, it's about creating safety within it. You're not rejecting love forever, you're preparing a space where love, when it comes again, will enter with respect, honesty, and care. There will be moments when you miss them or question your choice, but remember, the person you're protecting now is yourself. Your heart deserves the same fierce protection you once gave freely to someone else. Eventually, you will look back and recognize that sealing your heart's door was a turning point. It did not mark the end of love, it marked the beginning of loving yourself enough to choose peace over chaos. When that day arrives, you'll be grateful you didn't allow someone incapable of staying to wander in and out of your life, disturbing the calm you fought to reclaim. Seal your heart, protect your space, let yourself heal without interruptions, and know that the love you deserve will always find its proper way in. Call your spirit back. Sometimes, after experiencing loss, it can feel as if pieces of your energy, joy, and inner light have drifted away, leaving you fragmented and distant from yourself. You might sense that parts of your confidence, hope, or love are missing, as if they've been scattered into the world. But those pieces were never truly lost. They are waiting for you to intentionally gather them and bring them back into your heart and soul. Find a quiet space. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Let yourself sink into the stillness. Visualize all the parts of you that have felt lost or given away, the love you offered, the courage you held, the hope you carried, returning to you as a warm, radiant light. Imagine this light filling every corner of your being, knitting together the fragments that once felt broken or incomplete. Feel the energy of your spirit flowing back into your body. Sense your strength returning, layer by layer, like sunlight gradually illuminating a dark room. With every inhale, draw in confidence, self-respect, and inner peace. With every exhale, release the pain, doubt, and heaviness that no longer serve you. This is not just visualization, it is a deliberate act of reclaiming your wholeness. Understand that your spirit is not defined by who stayed or left. You are complete on your own. The love, patience, and emotions you've experienced belong to you forever. No one can diminish their value. By calling your spirit back, you are choosing to center yourself, to prioritize your own soul and well-being above all else. As you practice this, notice subtle shifts within you. A feeling of lightness may rise in your chest. Old wounds may sting at first, but gradually they soften. You begin to recognize that the emptiness you once felt is actually a space for renewal. Your inner compass recalibrates, helping you reconnect with your desires, dreams, and personal power. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Consciously gather all the energy, love, and vitality you've scattered, and allow yourself to feel whole again. Over time, you'll notice fewer fears, fewer doubts, and a greater sense of resilience. Your sense of completeness will come from within, not from anyone else. Calling your spirit back is a declaration. I am whole, I am enough, I am mine. It is a gentle yet firm reminder that you are responsible for your peace, your light, and your happiness. When you open your eyes, carry this wholeness with you. Move through your day with the knowledge that your spirit has returned home, brighter, stronger, and ready to guide you into a life that belongs fully to you. Plant the seed of a new life. Healing is not just about surviving what has ended, it's about creating something new for yourself. When one chapter closes, it leaves behind a space, a blank canvas, where you can plant the seeds of hope, growth, and possibility. Each day offers an opportunity to nurture yourself in small ways that may seem insignificant at first, but over time, they become the roots of a stronger, more vibrant life. Begin by choosing one small action every day that sparks joy or curiosity. It could be taking a walk in nature, practicing a skill you've always wanted to learn, writing down your dreams, or simply listening to music that uplifts your spirit. These tiny steps are not trivial, they are the first drops of water that will allow your inner garden to thrive. Consistency is key. Just as a seed cannot grow overnight, your soul requires daily attention and care. Each time you take a moment for yourself, you're telling your mind and heart that your happiness matters. This is how hope begins to take root. You may not notice immediate transformation, but slowly, change is happening beneath the surface. Quietly, persistently, powerfully, pair your actions with intention. As you engage in these small rituals, visualize them as nurturing your future self. Imagine the growth, the confidence, and the joy that will bloom from each mindful effort. Feel gratitude for these moments, for in them lies the strength to reclaim your life and the courage to dream again. It's natural to face setbacks. Some days you might feel discouraged or tempted to return to old patterns of self-doubt or worry. But remember, every effort, no matter how small, contributes to your growth. Even on challenging days, the seeds you've planted are still developing roots underground, preparing for a time when they will blossom fully. Celebrate your progress, no matter how subtle it seems. Each small victory, a completed task, a new habit, a moment of peace, is evidence that life can flourish again. By tending to yourself daily, you create resilience and a foundation of self-love that cannot easily be shaken. Planting the seed of a new life also means allowing room for curiosity, creativity, and wonder. Explore new experiences, meet new people, or pursue interests that excite you. Each action is like sunlight for your inner garden, encouraging your spirit to stretch, expand, and thrive. Over time, you will notice a profound shift. The space that once felt empty begins to fill with hope, confidence, and energy. You'll see yourself blooming in places where you once thought you would wither, and your life will start to feel vibrant, meaningful, and fully your own. This is the ultimate act of self-healing, choosing daily to nurture your soul, embrace growth, and create a life that reflects your true potential. Plant your seeds with intention, water them with hope, and watch yourself flourish in ways you never imagined possible. Now that you have learned to close your heart's door, let your pain speak, call your spirit back, and plant the seeds of a new life, it's time to fully embrace your own healing and freedom. Every step, no matter how small it feels, moves you closer to your inner strength, confidence, and peace. Remember, healing is not a straight path. Some days will feel light, others will bring waves of old pain, and that is perfectly natural. Each moment is part of your journey, helping you reclaim the pieces of yourself you may have felt were lost. What you've been searching for isn't out there, it's within you, waiting to be restored. You now understand that love doesn't only come from others, it begins with yourself. Your happiness, your peace, your power has always been in your hands, and now you are ready to bring it fully into your life. Reclaim every fragment of your spirit, fill your heart with kindness and self-compassion, and take daily steps toward your light. Dream new dreams, explore new paths, and create a life that is fully yours. Ultimately, this journey teaches that pain is not an ending, but a teacher guiding you to become stronger, calmer, and more connected to yourself. You have learned to endure heartbreak, and now you know how to transform it into strength. This is your story, your healing, and the beginning of your new life.